Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
Yeah, what's that goal? Ivan Elin from the Independent Institute, independent.org. He's helping me understand what's going on. I mean, I really want to get into understanding how it is that they are able to do what they do. And we are so adamant in our opposition to so many things, and they just don't care. You know, we'll have like the WikiLeaks thing. You know, we had WikiLeaks, and Amazon, takes them off their servers. So what happens? Well, it's always economics. You know, Amazon faces a boycott now. You know, they're going, you know what? It's Christmas time. I'm not buying anything from Amazon. What are you going to do about it? Oh, okay. Well, it's always going to be economics. It's always going to be where the people, and we've had a lot of things with the TSA thing that was going on here. We had a lot of to do dealing with the police department and such. And the one thing that we made clear to them, I said, look, I'll tell you what's going to happen. This is all going to be about economics. You're going to need us on your side when, the streets start, getting dangerous, and you need to be perceived as the good guys protecting our rights. Because if you got a big, giant, shiny badge as a target, you don't want that because, man, it's going to get bad. So protect our rights to be able to dissent, to protect us to be able to complain. Be the good guys. Be the guys on our side. It will always work out better because it will be economics. And it's going to be, we're not flying anymore. That's just not flying. I got a choice. I'm not flying. You know what? Grandma, I'm not going to be home for Christmas. I think there's a website called that. Grandma, I won't be home for Christmas.com. So I'm going, okay. So here comes the real power is going to be the economy. And it's going to affect everybody. I mean, everybody's boat's going to sink, go down with the water level on this one. So the other way that we would have influence, you would think, would be voting. You know, what percentage even votes anymore? How many has any kind of confidence in the system that it represents us anyway? So, Ivan, from being in Washington, you have to have some kind of perspective. I mean, seriously, kind of take the Washington cloak off and, look at it from our perspective. Do they really give a crap what we think or the fear of how we might vote? Is that really a concern to these congressmen?
Not well, somewhat, but they know that in most elections, 90 some odd percent, probably 98%, somewhere around in there, House members get reelected. Now it was a little lower, but of course this was called a tidal wave election, much as 1994 and 2006 were. But when you see a tidal wave election where only 60 seats change hands, there's 435 in the House of Representatives. That's not a tidal wave. The media would have you believe it's a tidal wave, and it's a tidal wave compared to other elections. But the bottom line is most congressmen get reelected no matter what they do. And the reason that they do is they pay attention to constituency services. In other words, the government is so big that they use the government to get reelected. In other words, they shovel pork projects such as highways that are unneeded, farm subsidies, whatever the district needs from the federal government, they get it, and that's called constituency services. And so,
yeah, but I'm not of the opinion that really translates into. I mean, it may translate into special interest money. It may translate into you're allowed to run, or you get party support, or you get media coverage, or you get something like that. But it's like General Electric. Don't they? Yeah, they own NBC, right? Yeah, General Electric owns NBC, and they got a big giant chunk of the TARP money. So I'm going, or Federal Reserve money or loans or what. I mean, it's so bad. I don't even pay attention anymore. I mean, seriously. As much as, I publish a website, puts this stuff constantly up there, constantly. It's such a deluge of crap. I already get it. I get it. Freedom good, government bad, 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 bad. And to even have this concept or this idea that we enter into this formula in any way, there is absolutely no evidence of that, Ivan. None. Where is it that they have any fear of us other than we just rise up, or where we spend our money, or the anger they think is going to be when all of a sudden they realize that any retirement plans they had is gone. And when the stock market takes a dump, and it will, it's going to take a dump. The dollar's going to be abandoned. I mean, already we got Russia and China abandoning the dollar. They're not loaning it anymore. They're not buying treasuries anymore. This cannot sustain itself. And I don't give a crap, man. I don't want to dump on you, Ivan, but I'm telling you, man, from somebody that's there in Washington, to give me some kind of that they care what we think is what evidence do I have of that?
Well, I don't think too much, because when they keep getting reelected at those rates, they're not going to pay attention to what people think. If we termed a tidal wave election was that everybody got voted out in the whole House of Representatives, both Democrats or Republicans, or even half of them got voted out, that would be a tidal wave election. We have a 60-seat change here, and that's regarded as high by a pretty significant change, but really, that's not change, and it's going to take a lot more than that to really change the system. People vote from time to time to change, and it's sort of a safety valve for the system. The system keeps marching on because everybody gets their bread buttered by the government.
Well, give me someone that, is there anyone? I mean, we have, the promise of Rand Paul, and I mean, I don't want to go dumping on Rand, but man, he was doing some pretty, shady stuff, meeting with Crystal and so on. And I'm just like, ew, I just don't, we'll see what happens. And he got elected. We'll see what happens. We got a Paul in the Senate. Well, that's probably better than not, but I'm looking at this, these people that you're saying this tidal wave that they're talking about. Where's the star? Where's the change? Where's the policy shifting? And any of these people, are they really fundamentally that different from the person that they took it over from? I mean, what can we see? Because we're going to have to see it really, really freaking not later. I mean, like the first quarter. I mean, boom, by March, we need to see. What did we see last time? Last year, Obama gets in there. Heck, man, he did, the Bush thing all over again. And he just keep doing it. Are we going to see a change? Are they going to rein it in? What is it you're looking for to see that there's going to be a change in this government, that we're going to save the dollar? Is it even capable of being saved?
Well, I think about the best you can hope for is to hold the rate of increase in government below the GDP growth, so that government spending as a proportion of GDP goes down, as it did during the Clinton administration when Gingrich was in. And I think Gingrich, at least unlike Ronald Reagan, I think Gingrich did really want to cut spending. He, as you pointed out, the contract with America only got one thing. I think it was the line item veto, which was then ruled unconstitutional, if my memory serves me correctly. So they didn't really do a very good job. But what Newt Gingrich and those Republicans did at the time, they put pressure on Clinton. And Clinton was already trying to close the deficit before the Republicans got there, but they added more pressure to him. And, of course, they had to raise taxes and cut spendings. And I think that's what's going to happen in this case. And that's the way the system works. That's about the only thing you can do is hold government spending under the rate
Not going
of
to fix
GDP,
it. Not going to
growth.
fix it. Not going to fix it. Ivan, we're way, way past that. Way, way past that. I mean, what is going to be? How are we going to save the dollar? How are we going to pay back all of the debt that we have and accumulate? And then even touch these derivatives, and they're going to be wanting to have all these banks and other government. Everybody's they need more. Oh, American taxpayer going to have to some more, and we're going to. And yeah, they may have a tax increase just to fund more spending. Do you see a significant spending cut on the horizon? I mean, seriously?
Well, I think in U.S. history, when there's been a deficit, it's traditionally been closed by tax cuts and tax hikes and spending cuts. But I think you're right. The fundamentals of the system, the government will grow bigger. I'm just telling you what I think is going to happen. I'm not saying that's a desirable outcome. I think there are some structural problems coming up, like the dollar and things that you're mentioning. And I'm afraid the America may decline because of some of these factors.
Yes, we are in decline. Hey, Ivan, thanks for coming on, man. I got to vent on you a little bit, but because you're in Washington, D.C., man.
Right.
You know, you choose to be there, you get dumped on a little bit. You know, hey, well, you know, you can go share with your buddies there and all the, you know, your non-buddies there that, you know, we're paying attention out here, and it's going to be the power of our wallets. It is just going to, you know, go ahead, do whatever you got. It's too late. There's nothing you can do. There's no headline you can create. There's no news bite that you can have. There's no alien life forms NASA's going to go find for me. There's nothing you can do that's going to change what we already know is going to happen, in my opinion. Ivan from independent.org, the Independent Institute. We'll see you tomorrow.